Mysterious booms unexplained. November 17, 2014, Dayton, Ohio. Residents along the Montgomery-Warren County line reported hearing loud booms Sunday night. Springboro authorities were unable to explain what went boom Sunday night along the Montgomery-Warren County line. Clear Creek firefighters responded to a call at 6:17 p.m. Call from a resident alarmed by a boom outside his home near the Dayton Wright Brothers Airport. The homeowner on Kitty Hawk Drive suggested a transformer could have exploded. "Our guys didn't find anything," Fire Chief Bob Kidd said, adding his department had no other similar calls. At the airport, an employee heard a boom Sunday night, but was unable to identify the cause. It wasn't airport-related, airport spokesperson Linda Hughes said. It didn't seem to affect anybody there. On Monday, Duke Energy and Dayton Power and Light were dealing with outages around the area, but none could explain the booms Sunday night, officials said. "I don't think DPL had anything to do with it," said Debbie Charity with DPL Corporate Communications. Residents in southern Montgomery County and northern Warren County reported as many as 3 booms between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. in calls to dispatchers and the Cox Media Group Ohio newsroom. One Miamisburg man said the loud boom sounded like an explosion, and that the last one sounded louder than the first. "Our neighbors were in the street trying to determine what was going on," he wrote in an email to the newsroom. Loud booms being heard, Springboro, Miamisburg, Centerville, Kettering areas. Any ideas? Read another email. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office sent deputies out to investigate, but there were no additional booms and there was no sign of damage in the area, according to the Sheriff's Office. Officials at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base said that no aircraft were flying in the area that could have caused a sonic boom by breaking the sound barrier. WHIO-TV's Storm Center 7 meteorologist Rich Wurzik said the booms could have been weather-related, but the setup for thundersnow was not very favorable. Wurzik said lightning bolts could have been triggered with enough atmospheric and instability to create cloud growth. The atmospheric setup determines the direction and audible level of the thunder or audio channel, according to Wurzik. It's conceivable that the audio channel could have been directed toward the ground and slow making it sound longer and louder. Cause of loud boom still unclear. Maryland, November 20, 2014, across Wicomico County. People reported they'd heard a loud boom. It's unclear at this time what caused it. It was heard in the Daily Times office in Salisbury at about 4 p.m., or a little before 4 p.m., Thursday, November 20th, on the Daily Times Facebook page. Comments noted they'd heard and or felt the boom in Salisbury, Hebron, Fruitland and Eden, as well as the Delaware side of Delmar. On a post on the Delmar Weather Facebook page, people noted hearing a boom in towns including Rehoboth Beach, Georgetown, Selbyville and Laurel. Several people also commented that they didn't hear anything in various municipalities. The Daily Times reached out to regional military locations to see if they had heard anything. Connie Hempel, spokeswoman for the Naval Air Station Patuxent River, which is in southern Maryland but uses a test track east of Delmarva, said they are looking into it. Tori Patterson, senior airman at Langley Air Force Base in Hampton, Virginia, said they will also be looking into this. Tech SGT Jeremy Larley at Dover Air Force Base said they do not have the type of aircraft that would create a sonic boom. According to a news release on the Naval Air Station Patuxent River website about a sonic boom felt regionally in February. Supersonic flights take place in an area called the Test Track, which is off the coast of the Delmarva Peninsula. It is 3 miles off the coast and its closest part to land. Southern Utah experiences booms. November 20th, 2014, St. George. Theories are plentiful regarding what may be generating recurring loud booms that have been shaking buildings and rattling windows over the past week or so in southern Utah. but the most likely explanation is training exercises at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada. The University of Utah seismology station at Zion National Park detected considerable activity Thursday between about 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., as pictured in the image accompanying this report. The activity shown is not an earthquake, research seismologist Catherine Whitten said. Similar bursts of activity appear on the seismology graphs for recent days. We see a signal on the seismic station at Zion National Park, Whitten said, but we don't know what it is. From November 7 to 21, Nellis is conducting Green Flag West training exercises, according to its website, in which aircraft and crews fly from Nellis AFB, Nevada, in support of ground combat training at Fort Irwin in Barstow, California. Green Flag West is a realistic air-land integration combat training exercise involving the air forces of the United States and its allies, and is primarily conducted in conjunction with U.S. Army Combat Training Center exercises at Fort Irwin, California. It is a close air support and joint exercise administered by the U.S. Air Force Air Warfare Center and Nellis AFB through the 549th Combat Training Squadron. Although officials contacted at the Air Force Base have not confirmed that the booms experienced in southern Utah are generated from Nellis, it seems the most likely explanation. If you actually look at the huge geographic footprint in which those explosions are being heard, Washington County Administrator Dean Cox said, there's only one explanation in his mind, and that's sonic booms from Nellis. It's the only thing that could cover that kind of a footprint, geographically, Cox said. I've been a pilot for 40 years, and I'm confident that it's a sonic boom. During red flag exercises at Nellis in 2012, 125 aircraft were scheduled to depart Nellis twice a day for high-intensity air-to-air combat exercises, resulting in bursts of booms and disturbances felt in southern Utah during those takeoff periods. Similar disturbances are experienced during other exercises. St. George News contacted Cedar City Corporation. They weren't aware of anything on their part. Minimal blasting has occurred in the St. George area recently, but is not likely to account for the notable booms that have been heard. Air Quality Manager Bill Swenson said, the only blasting permit out right now, Cox said, is for the area out by the landfill, and no calls have been made from the unincorporated areas dispatched as required for blasting. Here is what a few people had to say about it. Really says, I have to disagree completely with your conclusion. I lived near Nellis AFB for 13 plus years and it never sounded like what I've been hearing in Washington, especially if they are training at Irwin Naval Base. I also lived 30 miles south of Barstow and never heard that their sonic booms are heard pretty close to where the aircrafts are flying. And of course they aren't earthquakes. I hope you can come up with a better answer than what the website says. Thank you though for acknowledging the booms though, ISMOT2 says. I don't have to hear them, I can feel them. I wish they would save some of those bombs for ISIS. Davis says, I felt this last night as well, wondering what to do if it turned into something more serious. No warnings, no emergency message. Nathan Kalisha says, hear them every day and under the ground like the consistency of underground explosions. One happened late last night around 9 p.m. For these reports I do not believe they are the meteor explosion. Let us know if you heard these mysterious booms.